we're going to jump right into episode 15 because we left off at episode 14. I do want to start by saying the way people are villainizing Garby for the incident with Nicola is disgusting. It's low, and she does not deserve the amount of hatred and vitriol that she's getting from the Love Island Games fans and Love Island fans. Like, the way we penalize black women never fits the punishment. The way we penalize Shelly for just saying she didn't want to talk to the girl right now. Now the way we are penalizing Garby for just going hard in the game. These people cannot make mistakes, and when they do, they are treated with such disgusting racism that is just extremely shameful. And anybody that is participating in this should really truly be ashamed of themselves. Anyways, let's get to episode 15. It was Vegas night, a lot of gambling going on. So the episode begins with the Power Squad allowing all their power to go to their head in front of everybody. Like, the Alliance is out in the open. They are cheering each other. They're still living on the high from the previous night. And Garby is not feeling that at all. Actually, Josh not feeling it. Andrea's not feeling it. So much so that they tell Andrea, because she's still hanging with Josh, that no, you're not part of the Power Squad no more. You go over there. Bye. You can't sit with us. I should have did this video yesterday because I could have said on October 3rd. And the crazy thing is, most alliances are like secretive and done in the dark. They're so out in the open with their alliance that you would think people would really start plotting on them. That's how arrogant they are, because they know that they have the numbers and they have the power. Literally, the Power Squad. Ty continues to talk about not gunning for Justine and how she's on his side. So he does have her back throughout this whole thing. And as far as Johnny, I do think he would have been in a better position if he had Andrina or Marvin on his side. As Marvin explained, I watched the interview with him. He said the plan was for Johnny to sit back. That was the plan. So Johnny kind of usurped the plan and made it the Johnny show. And he said now that he kind of knows Johnny a bit, he realizes that's Johnny's personality, to go big and make the show about himself. But he didn't have to do that because it was $250,000 on the line. And if he would have just played it how they all talked about within their alliance, it would have been better off for Johnny, even right now, because he would have had Andrina and he would have had Marvin, both still backing him. So because he doesn't have any manpower, he goes crawling to Josh. And it was ridiculous. I was so ashamed for him. And he basically is telling him what I just told you guys. He doesn't really know what's going to happen between him and Toby alliance, and Ty, Toby, and his alliance. And he thinks that he's better off putting Josh in a position because they're both powerful. And it would be good if they went against each other, because he thinks if it comes down to it, Toby and Ty are going to pick each other every time. And he doesn't know if they will truly have his back. And Josh just blatantly says to him, look, I'm putting Toby and Ty in the minute I get a chance to. And I want them to go against each other. And I want them to feel it. And he also says he wants to make them cry. Josh! Oh my gosh. As I mentioned earlier, Garby is now single and the girl is activated. My hope for Garby this episode was that she was going to pick up the baton that is seemingly Justine put down, pick it up and smack these girls back into some sense. Because the boys are running the game. And it seems like they are just so delusional. But maybe Justine is not that delusional. Because whatever's going on, it's working for her. Sydney is all in love with Toby, and she basically is acting like the new Adriana. She's like, oh, you're going to just win. I'm going to put my trust in a man, and da-da-da-da-da-da. Never put your trust in a man. And while Sydney is still acting all lovey-dovey in her Andrina, she basically opens the door to doubt in Toby's mind that she's not here for the game. And with that in mind, they begin to tell Toby, you need to go find a girl that is more suited for you. So guess who he try to get with? Garby. It's like, brother, read the room. Garby is on a vengeance of destruction. She's on her Kill Bill stuff right now. And you up here trying to be holding hands, playing the game with her. The game is over for her. Her baby went home. And she's done with you, mother... Anyway, so that was a bad move for Toby. Funny enough, though, I have seen the internet shipping Garby to Toby, so... that made sense to some people. It never made sense to me, but it made sense to some people. But hey. So after that, we learn that there's going to be something called a casino night, essentially, where they have to go down and each person has to sit next to each boy has to sit next to the couple that they want to sit next to. We also see that the tides are really turning for Isaiah. I don't know what he done did. In my opinion, I don't think he's done anything that bad, but I guess playing a middleman in a game like this kind of puts you having a target on your back, because the boys are mad at him. Like, all of them. Like, everybody gunning for Isaiah at this point. So he has to figure out a plan to save himself right now. Like, he either has to support Josh, because Josh called him out last episode, called him out this episode, or he has to go back to his alliance. And so this is where Isaiah is right now. He's between a rock and a hard place because he's trying to be friendly to everybody. You can't be friendly.
Be friendly. Girls take friendly as flirty. Shut it down.
Shut it down so fast.
But here's the kicker. We didn't know this recoupling was going to happen and that the boys would have to choose. But because it happened, Garby jumped straight into action. So what ends up happening is Garby ends up coming and telling Sydney that Toby tried to recouple with her earlier in the day. Yeah. And she basically said, you know, you're my friend. We're girls got to stick together. And this sends Sydney on a spiral like no other. Almost. It gets worse. So now we're at the recoupling. All the boys walk in. They look good. The girls look good. Everybody sit at their respective seats. And the boys have to choose who they're going to recouple with. The boy, let's just jump to the main character, Toby. He ends up going to try to recouple with Garby, as he mentioned earlier. You know, Garby already told him no earlier in the day. Like, are you crazy? But he don't listen, because he feels like if he sits there, they're going to recouple, because that's what the rules were, right? She's like, no, she's fighting him. Casey's fighting him, because she ends up saying, the only boy I would couple up with is Casey. And so she does that. She ends up coupling up with Casey. So when Toby goes to sit with her, she's like, excuse me? No. But he doesn't have any, like, wherewithal about himself. And he's fighting for the seat. And she literally has to pull it away from him, like, no, I don't want to couple with you. Which to me was bad gameplay for her. Because if it was me in that situation, I understand she's standing on MVP, her morals, values, and principles. Chef's kiss, I love that, and I support her rights and wrongs, her good and bad, all that. But in this situation, if you want to win the $250 out and not try to, you know, have a vengeance for Kendall, then this would have been the best move for her to keep her in the game. So they play a casino game, and because Sydney's head is all scrambled up, she cannot focus. So much so that she ends up wanting to risk her competition in her whole game that she has with Toby. And she also risks Garby in the meantime, where she ends up voting for Garby to, when they did the little casino game, she ended up putting her slot into Garby's section so that it's possible for Garby to be eliminated because her head wasn't straight, and which later bites Garby in the butt. And Garby's like, why would you do that to me? I tried to give you a heads up, girl. But it ended up messing Garby up. So they continue to play, and at the end of the episode, they have a choice. So the bottom three couples was Andrea and Josh, Johnny and Gabby, and Garby and Casey. And they have the decision to make if they want to gamble or if they want to be judged by the Islanders. The only couple to decide to gamble was Garby and Casey. And then we find out what happens next episode on episode 16. So we will come back for episode 16 and we will discuss what the result of that gamble for Garby was. So if you like this episode, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your girl, Nico Nicole, and this is Give This Girl a Mic. Bye, guys. I'll see you in 16.